If you rent water dispensers to end customers, or if you work in water treatment in general, have your clients ever asked you about the issue of microplastics? I mean, have they ever asked you whether microplastics actually exist in water? What are they? Have they given you these explanations? If the answer is yes, then that's great, because in this video, I'm going to take you a bit deeper and explain what microplastics in water are, since by now it's a widely discussed topic, so that you too will have some knowledge you can use and share with your clients, and maybe pick up a few tips. So if you also have a team of technicians, and as you know, technicians are always in contact with the end customer, I suggest you share this video with them as well, so that they can respond or even take inspiration from these answers to provide responses in turn to end customers and make a good impression. The impression of an authoritative professional who knows what they're talking about, reassures clients, and closes more water dispenser rental contracts. So let's start by answering the question, what are microplastics? Microplastics are, in fact, tiny plastic particles that are smaller than 5 millimeters and are formed from materials that degrade. Materials such as tires, cosmetics, packaging, and actually even some chemical processes and so on. So these are substances that are so small, essentially plastic as mentioned, less than 5 millimeters, that you can't see them in water. The water obviously appears transparent when you look at it, even if it contains microplastics, but of course we ingest it, so your end customers also ingest it, and that's one of the biggest concerns that drives an end customer to become interested, right? They turn to a water dispenser because they're afraid of drinking these microplastics. And now you know where they come from. Now surely many of your end customers might think that tap water is quite healthy. Well, absolutely, it's not bad water, but it's very difficult for it to actually block microplastics. So microplastics are also found in tap water, even if it has been well treated beforehand. And they are often found even in supermarket water bottles, because very often it's the container itself that generates and releases them. So in other words, the water bottle. Especially if it's exposed to heat. For example, if it's stored and during storage it's exposed to sunlight and so on, it releases microplastics that then end up in the water. And let's say many scientific tests, many scientific studies conducted in many parts of the world, not just in Italy, reveal that microplastics are actually now part of the human body because they've been found in the blood, they've been found in organisms, and believe it or not, they've even been found in the human placenta several times. So obviously microplastics then cause a series of problems for the human body, right? Just think, scientific studies have shown that they even affect the hormonal system, cause intestinal problems if ingested, and so on and so forth. A series of negative consequences that your end customers, in short, absolutely want to avoid. But let me remind you that these are also the reasons why they become interested in and approach water dispensers. That's why you need to be able to explain it well, because then you have to show them that you have the solution, okay? Now, the fact is that this is actually a relatively new topic, so there aren't any medical tests that specify what the tolerance levels are. Let's say at what point the human body is at risk from ingested microplastics or not at risk. But we definitely know they're not good for us. So if you work in water treatment, your mission is certainly to provide the purest water possible to as many of your customers as you can. So how can you protect your customers from microplastics? And above all, how can you show them that you are a true expert in the water treatment sector so that they listen to you and in the end sign the dispenser rental contract with you? Well, first of all, you need to tell them that traditional filters such as activated carbon filters or filter pitchers are not enough to block microplastics because they don't have filters that are fine enough, so microplastic particles pass through these filters and get around them. So what you need to do is suggest a reverse osmosis system which blocks particles as small as 0.001 microns, something truly microscopic. So in this case, microplastics are completely blocked by reverse osmosis systems. And in addition to microplastics, heavy metals and other substances found in water are also filtered out. So by offering a reverse osmosis system, you provide your clients with the purest water you could ever offer, and in this way, you help them feel more at ease. You are perceived as a true expert in the field, and as a result, your clients will be more likely to talk about you to friends, acquaintances, and colleagues, which generates word of mouth. This happens because you did a good job from the start, provided them with scientific explanations, and were seen as an expert, so they will do nothing but recommend you. So now that you know this, you have two choices. Either you ignore it and keep doing what you've always done, but risk losing authority in front of your clients and risk that someone who explains these things better than you will manage to bring in more clients, let's say, to sign contracts. Or you take this information you've just learned and apply it, share it with your technicians, with your staff, you train yourself, you take notes so that you are prepared in front of clients and present yourself as an authority, as an expert in water treatment, so you become the logical choice for your clients. That's all for this video. I hope it was useful to you. If you want to learn about other topics related to water treatment, especially those connected to business, since you run a business that deals with water treatment, I invite you to click the subscribe button to join the Onnwater YouTube channel. Also, click the bell icon so you receive notifications and alerts every time a new video comes out, so you don't miss any of them.